Welcome to Living in Beauty. It's Friday, July 19th, 2019, day 1096 on the road. And here we are on the New England coast celebrating 3 years of full-time on-the-go travel. Yesterday marks the first day of our 4th year of Living in Beauty. We'll never forget that Monday morning on July 18th, 2016, when we pulled out of Fiddler's Cove in Coronado, California. The moment was so profound that my life passed before my eyes. That mental phenomena, LRE, Life Review Experience, had occurred once before when Jim and I were in a bicycle crash in our 30s. As I watched my tires slip sideways on wet sand, my brain tossed a memory foam cushion between me and the tarred mountain road, like a concerned parent dangles a mobile over a cradle to distract a screaming infant. This myriad of shining, joyful moments from my distant past fascinated me, while bits of gravel and tar penetrated my shoulders, knees, elbows, and chin. Later, in the hospital, I learned that my head had cracked against an unhewn stone wall, but all I could remember was my dog Flopsy licking my face and someone behind me digging a church key-style can opener into a can of grape soda pop. Because we're going to die. That's how Jim and I answer people when they ask, "But how can you just leave it all behind?" Because we're going to die. No, not immediately, we hope. But in order for our future deaths to be successful, preparations must be made. According to Hindu philosophy, Jim and I are in our 3rd ashrama, the life stage known as vanaprastha, or going into the woods. Traditionally, one entering vanaprastha will release all of the success, money, and prestige they gained throughout the previous life stage, offering all up to colleagues, family, friends, and charity, and then retire into a life of community service and worship. Vanaprastha is a period of contemplation to prepare for the next stage, a complete renunciation of the world. The idea is to live frugally, with a minimum of resources, to not stress younger family members with your burdens, to grow humble, reserve judgment, and dispense advice only when asked, and then sparingly. Vanaprastha is a little death, a rehearsal. But we're living in the modern world, so we're not letting go of our support team of friends and family, including our wonderful investor, Dunham & Associates, and the best technician ever at Vinnie's North Bay Airstream Repair, as well as the Airstream team. We've begun our 4th year. Living in Beauty has grown out of the toddler stage and is entering preschool. In the beginning, we felt like wide-eyed babies in the woods, perhaps too trusting, more curious than as healthy, aware of dangers, but finding comfort in each other. Now we're steadier on our feet, walking taller, learning the rules of the road, such as never say anything negative about someone's town, home state, province, or country. People are people, as long as you avoid politics and religion. In fact, we've grown accustomed to daily exchanges of neighborly kindnesses and generosities, gestures we once reserved for the holidays. Travel brings human difference into focus, but also reveals how much we share. Last December, we went to see the amazing film, They Shall Not Grow Old, a World War I documentary gleaned from letters written from the perspective of men who were abroad for the first time, discovering how the enemies they were sent to kill were mere men like themselves. As our travel guru, Rick Steves, says, ideally, travel broadens our perspective personally, culturally, and politically. Suddenly, the palette with which we paint the story of our lives has more colors. We've also learned that we enjoy travel, even more than we thought we might. Traveling can be a hassle, and extreme travel in an RV is a non-stop list of hassles. But we accept and even embrace these difficulties over the alternative of living in a static environment. Throughout our first year, though we had willfully dislodged ourselves, we couldn't dismiss the impulse to look for places we might like to call home. But now it's the rare moment when we peruse real estate billets in adorable seaside neighborhoods or artsy mountain villages. We're just passing through, meeting the locals, exploiting the charm, learning the history, savoring the walks, sunsets, local cuisine, and craft beer. And then we say our farewells. Perhaps it's the idea of accumulating stuff that keeps us moving. By now, we've been letting stuff go for so long that taking on household possessions again would feel like treachery, abandoning ship, going down the path of travel destruction. Keeping possessions at a minimum makes packing, moving, and arriving almost effortless. Last week in Jersey, we had to move 3 times in 3 days within the same campground. Packing, hitching, then unhitching, unpacking, and settling back into our deck chairs took less than 15 minutes each time. This nimbleness allows us to move more freely. Most campgrounds have solutions for late arrival if you're willing to move from space to space, and once they know you, you're more likely to be offered the most coveted spots. We avoided reservations for a long stretch of our Florida winter. Here on the East Coast, we've made a few refundable reservations, but so far we're seeing it wasn't really necessary. Budgeting for 1 or 2 week stays does cost more in rent and can be tough on the rig. So for us, living in beauty is as economically sustainable as a sticks and bricks home. Eventually, the time will come when failing health or economic recession will necessitate switching to the Living in Beauty 2.0 plan. And then we'll cut our campground expenses in half with by-the-month reservations and travel half the miles. 3 years, and there's still so much to see. We haven't seen Glacier National Park, Niagara Falls, or even San Francisco. But moving days are still so exciting that we have trouble sleeping the night before. We'll continue as long as we have that thrill to look forward to. The only difficulty is making a decision about where to go. Counting moments sure beats watching the clock. And curiosity, a sense of wonder, and great expectations are a hallmark of the good life and the good death. The power of love sustains us, and contending with a very bossy chihuahua keeps us on our toes. Meanwhile, we are old people at your service. Who knows where we'll end up next? Planting trees for the next generation or doing a raptor inventory in the wild. We're ready for year 4. Thank you so much for joining us at Living in Beauty. If you like this post and want to be notified when a new one is released, please enter your email address and click the follow button at the bottom of this page. For more info, check out our travel maps and facts. Okay, that's it for now. Safe travels, and see you next time.